こんにちは、チャートマスターの根崎ゆうきです。11月6日のセッションリキャップスコットのウェブセミナー取っていきたいと思います。よろしくお願いいたします。それでは始めていきましょ
う。Right, so this is a session recap for the 5th of November. I'll start over here on the Euro. Right, the Euro has got a little ways to go, not much left in this down to the bottom of the day chart trend, and we can anticipate a bounce there. So if we get the bounce off of here, okay, all these targets have been taken out, there's a big opportunity here, right there, bisected by this PSR to the top side. So the first part is a move up to 35.15. We're at 34.73, that's a 50 pip move, and the second part is up to 35.87.
まずはユーロドルからですね、240分チャートです。今、デイチャートのこのチャンネルが使われていて、跳ね返りそうですよね。なので、跳ね返ってきたら、1つ目、2つ目っていう風に取っていきたいですね。
Right. So that's what we'll be looking for if we get a bounce. Right. Now, so that's this one. Trade 1 is here, and trade 2 is here. If we don't get a bounce and we get a break, hook, and go here, then we're coming down to 3,400, and if we break it here, we're going down to 33.22.
もし跳ね返らなかったら、このトレンドラインブレイクフック&ゴーで売っていきたいですよね。1つ目、2つ目っていう風に売っていきたいよねと。
This one will exceed its ATR, so that probably won't happen. That means you only got this first move from 36 down to 94 is only 30 pips. I'd walk away from it. I wouldn't even touch it. Get away from the sell. Right? A bounce I'm interested in, but I'm not interested in the sell. The bounce has lots of reasons to go up, not only because they're bouncing on a day chart bottom, but because they need to square all this stuff up. So that's a good trade right there to the upside for those of you who absolutely have to trade the euro. I don't have to trade it, so I won't trade it. Right? As everybody knows, my favorite currency is the euro. Yeah. No. Alright, this British pound is a mess right now. Thought we might get a trade to the downside. Not doing it. Move back up here. It might possibly be back in the day chart trend, going to the upside. Okay, so if it does that, we'll take if it does continue the upside, then we'll take this trend totally off, right, and go with it. Right, so then you're looking at a move, which would be that won't be it. It would be back up to here, where this bottom is right here. It's a hard bottom here. So that one over here would be 61.27. Currently it's 60.48. About 80 pips up to there. The currency can do 80 pips, so that might be it, right?
ポンドドルですね。で、ポンドドルは今ここがすごく強いサポートなんですけど、今上がってきていて、ここまで行くかもしれないですよねと。
The upside could be. So a bounce we're looking to go up to 61.27. See if that happens. If we get the sell, we're going to do what we were planning on doing this morning, which was to trade it down to the square up right here. Break out here, you double your position here for here, and if you break here, you're going down to here. So you got 1, 2, and 3 trades down here, all the way down to the S5, which is at 58.80. Right? So, nice opportunity.
なので今、ポンドドルは跳ね返ったら買いですよね。で、もし下にブレイクしてきたら1つ目、2つ目っていう風に取っていきたいですよね。1つ目っていうのはここですけど、1つ目、2つ目、3つ目っていう風に取っていきたいですね。
If it breaks to the downside, right? Keep an eye on it. Dollar CAD until we get a pullback. It's deeper than this. I'm not touching it. We need it to come back down. I mean, the structure tells us it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to get this part of it done, and they're just not doing it. They're just not doing it.
ドルカナダですね。1、2、3、4。もうちょっとこの、大きなリトレースがあってから買っていきたいねってことを言っていますね。
The major reason they're not doing it is because of the dollar was being bought, right? And they're at the top. There's nowhere to go. You can also see that that's a potential head and shoulders right there. Right? That potential head and shoulders could say we are going to go to the downside. Now, since this is a day chart trend, right? If it does go to the downside, this is a 240 trend now. We could trade the 240 trend to the downside, right? Just like over here, we could trade that to the downside. We trade the 240 inside the day. They can be opposite, and you can still trade this to the downside. Right? So if it makes a turn and starts to go down here, it should be pretty evident that there's a big wide open space right there. Right? So a break to the downside, for those of you who can trade it, and by the time it breaks, it's going to be right here at 0400. and the bottom here is at still 60, so it's 40 pips in there, about 40 pips, so down to 60. Alright, Swissy. Swissy's just hanging up here with the dollar index is sitting here at the top. There's a day chart trend right here, so it's going to have trouble breaking that, especially on the first pass. Alright, so but we're looking at a target up here about 76. The breakout's going to occur at 91.50. There's only 26 pips here. Walk away from the Swissy. Alright, just
ドルフランですね。240分チャートを見てるんですけど、このトレンドブレイクで買っていきたいんですけど、上までのスペースが少ないので、もうドルフランやるべきではないですねと。
Don't like to see it all. Go up here above 69.20, 9,200, and there's an opportunity up there for a good trade. Right in here is not much. Unless they go out, now if they break, hook and go, and take these targets out, and then pull back, you pop a set of fibs from the swing low to the swing high, find the 50% fib and see where it is compared to what the candles are over here. If that's the case, you look for the bounce there for that top right there. Right? So it hasn't happened yet, so I can't do that. Right? But if it does that, that's how you would do it, is put your fibs on there. Right? Herman, are we doing it? I don't know. I don't trade the daily, Herman. I don't trade the daily. I don't know, you guys keep going to the daily. I just don't trade the daily. I know where the day chart top is. Right? I know where it is. Could be, head and shoulders down here. We'd have to go here, but that's 200 pips before we get that. See, that's a 200 pip move to the downside. Could happen. It could happen. I don't know. I just wait until the currency breaks out. That's why I'm so cautious about putting my lines on and not moving them, because I don't want to be inclusive, because that tells me what it's really trying to do. I'm not trying to get pretty lines. I'm not trying to get a pretty chart. I'm trying to find out where is it going to prove what it's doing. Right? So that's how it prove it. If it took this line out and went up, then I'd be looking for the buyer. Okay?
で、今、スコットが言ってたのが、なんか質問が来ていて、デイチャートでは逆のヘッダーのショルダーじゃないのかって言われてるんですけど、スコットは知らないよ、そんなことみたいなことを言っていて、僕はデイチャートは使わないみたいなことを言ってますね。で、例えばヘッダーのショルダーはデイチャートで見ていくと、あと200ピップ下がっていかなくちゃいけないですし、で、あと綺麗なチャートにしようとかそういうんじゃなくて、大事な線っていうのを見つけてるだけだよっていうことを言ってて、デイチャートのトレードは大きすぎちゃうのでやらないっていうことを言ってますね。
It's under the head and shoulders. I don't know any of that kind of stuff. No, I don't know what it's doing. If it does break to the downside, then so be it. Fine. I'm all for that. Right? Because I can trade that to the downside, because I know I'm inside of a downside trend, a day chart trend. Right? Got a big opportunity to the downside. If it decides to do that, then this day chart trend here is in play. A breakdown here would give me this opportunity. Right? Yeah, you should be aware of it, but what happens is that if you're a 240-minute trader, if you spend too much time on the day chart, you're going to talk yourself out of all the trades on the 240. Right? That's what ends up happening to traders. Right? We've got to look at the big picture, but we've got to look at what are the traders who are trading intraday trading, the 240 chart. So knowing where the tops and the bottoms are and where the trend lines is on the day chart are absolutely fine. Right? So, there you go. I like that. Peek, don't look. There you go. That's a good way to put it. Because the information on the day chart could be so opposite that you'll talk yourself out of the 240 trade and miss 50, 60, or 80 pip moves that you should have taken because you trade the 240. You don't trade the day chart. Now, we know where the day chart top is. It's right there. So it's not like we don't know where it is. So a break of that is significant. If they respect that, that's significant. That's what counts on the day chart for me right now. See that? That's what counts. If you respect it, I'm looking for the sell down here. If you don't respect it and you break out, I'm looking to go up here, take these out, give me a retracement, and I want that trade up there. So, all right, dollar yen in a wedge. What can I tell you? You don't do anything in a wedge. Just a nasty wedge, okay? You can also see this may be trading in a box. Could they be trading in a box here? Absolutely trading in a box. So, if they're trading in the box and they break out to the north, you should have no fear about taking that opportunity right there. Everybody see that? It is a box if it breaks out of that triangle. Right. So,
ドル円はウェッジですよね。ウェッジにいるので手は出したくないんですけど、抜けてきたらこのダブルトップまで行きたいですね。
Yeah, it's everybody's scared of it because of the Bank of Japan. That's what happens. This is why, Kurt, they try to keep the central banks out, because intervention is not good for anybody. That's just not good for anybody. So that's why they're constantly policing the market themselves, the equilibrium. So I'm interested in the buy for sure. I'm not interested in the sell whatsoever, but I'm interested if they'll break out of this wedge up in here for sure. First trade going up to the 99.35. That's trade 1. Trade 2 is going up to 134, right up in here. Maybe only go 100. Right? At 100 we'll have parity, so that may be all it takes to. All right. So Aussie dollar. All right. Aussie can go either way here. We had a potential breakout up here and pulled back down. It's now inside the wedge, so there's nothing for us to do. If it breaks north, there's the opportunity. We're looking for that opportunity if it will break north up to 95.72. If it breaks south, once it breaks south and takes out this bottom right here, you can see this big bottom. Let me make these candles bigger so you can see them. Spread it out. All right. If it breaks to the downside, it's going to have to take all these bottoms out right here before it's tradable. See that? And by the time that happens, even though you're out of the wedge here, and by the time that this happens right here, what do you got? Is there any space here? There is.
OG ドルですね。今60分で見てるんですけど、ここにすごく強いサポートありますよね。で、今ウェッジの中にいて、ウェッジを抜けてきて、このサポート抜けてきたとしても、デイチャートのトレンドラインがあるので、ちょっと売るのは微妙かなっていう感じですか。
No space. Thank you, Andrew. There is no space to the downside until we get down below this bottom here. Right, now, there we got some room right down here. Right, now if it pops out here.
で、この一番下の安値を割ってきたらスペースができますねっていうことを言ってますね。そしたら売れるよねと。
Takes that out, pulls back and goes. We might be able to get a small trade in here and then trade 2 in here. Right? Other than that, the bounce is the one we want. Right there. There's plenty of room to the upside if we get it. So we'll have to watch it. They're back inside a wedge. There's nothing to do. Just sit on your hands. All right. Euro yen. We're looking for the break to the downside. If it'll happen below here. All right. Below this day chart trend right here that we've got on here. All right. So what are the charts telling us? Let's take a look and see what the charts tell us. All right. Three Musketeers say 240 says we're going to the downside. All right. Going to the downside. What does it say? Now we've got a little pullback here, but we're still underneath the moving average, so we could go to the downside. Okay? This says we're trying to push to the downside. All right? So this could go either way. All right? Because we're bouncing also here. So if it breaks up here, I wouldn't take it in here, but if it takes this top out right in here, that's what's key. If it doesn't do that and respects this and stays inside this little wedge, once you break the wedge here, then you're going down to the double bottom down here. All right? Let's take a look at this now on a bigger chart. Pop it up here, and we'll go to the 240. We might be able to see that. All right. So you can see, pretty well built day chart trend. Okay. Really well built day chart trend. All right. So a bounce up has got huge opportunity to the upside. All right. But I don't have the targets on here yet because I don't know if it's going to do that. All right. So if it breaks hooks and goes here, then we're looking at this one right here. All right.
ユーロ円ですね。240分で見てるんですけど、すごく綺麗なデイチャートのトレンドですよね。で、跳ね返ってきたらもちろん買いますけども、ブレイクフック&ゴーでダブルボトムまで売りたいねと。どっちに行くかまだわかんないよねってことを言ってますね。
And that's double bottom right there. This is a really great opportunity here. So if it does break up into there, you don't want to miss that. This is a good opportunity down here. Nothing wrong with this one, but that's a great opportunity. This is a good opportunity. Pound yen, alright? Oh, baby. How did we miss this pound yen? Were we snoozing or something? We talked about this morning. This is actually yesterday's, it was also a alert from yesterday. It was the Aussie yen, never mind. I thought it was wrong. Okay. Alright. Is the AJ, okay. So, let's see what you did here. She just climbed up the hill here. I see, okay. I remember that. We were right here. We never got any momentum to the upside. Alright, we got a pullback though. Alright. Pull back here, back down to here. You can see there's our target. 150, 158.50 right here. Take it at 158.02 when a pullback comes, and you got 50 pips there. Right? So 50 pips on the GJ if you get it.
ポンド円は1回、これまあ10分なんですけど、1回スクエアアップしてきてからの買いを見たいだよねってことを言ってますね。
I like that. New Zealand. Alright, I like this trade, folks. I can see this trade so easily for me. And you might not see it, but I see it pretty easily, right? There is some danger here. We're on a depth trend. You know, trend is your friend till it bends, and it has bent. But they are not doing much with this bend. They're stopping right here. This could be a bear flag for the break to the downside. If that were to happen, I would trade it. Trade 1 is here, and a break hook and go. Trade 2 is here. That is PSR. Right? But a break above here, we're looking at that right there.
9ドルですね。今すごく分かりやすいんですけど、トレンドがこう曲がってきていて、ベアフラッグができていますね。240分ですけど。なのでこれブレイクしてきたら1つ目、2つ目っていう風に取っていきたいですね。もしこれ上に抜けてくるようだとここですね。ここを狙っての買いで見ていきたいと。
Yeah, I like that trade. Now, once you get up here, you got to move your stop tight because this could be the head and shoulders. Right? So that could be it. Right?
でもし上がってきたらヘッド&ショルダーの可能性が出てくるので、まあ、ストップをタイときつくやっていきたいですよね。
We have 1, 2, 3, 4 points on that bottom. So we'll see what it is. I like both of those trades are good. So I like the opportunity here because both of them I understand, and I can take either one. I don't have an anchor. I have an anchor in this sport, and this one actually should probably come up a little higher. Okay. So this is the area. Good. We could drop this a little lower, but I got 3 points. I'm not trading the trend. I'm not trading the trend. Right? I know what the trend is. Right? For me, it's an area. For some of you, it's got to be exactly 1 pip from that deal, and I don't see that. The trend is just telling me what I'm looking for. Right? Yeah, the heart line is part of the channel. It's part of a channel. We use the channel key. We use the channel key over here, and it has a heart line in it, and that tells us where that is. So I like that trade to the upside if we get it. Aussie yen. Aussie yen doing exactly the same thing as that EG and the GG. Right? Same situation we have here. Okay. Are they actually coming up this trend line here and it's going to break into this area? If they do, I want the trade. Right? If this is a bear flag for a 1, 2, 3 big deeper thing, I want that trade. Anybody see that? I don't know what it is yet. I don't know what it is.
OG 円ですね。OG 円は今チャンネルがあって、まあその中にベアフラッグできてますよね。なので下がってきて上がって、もし下にブレーキしてきたらこの大きなスペース取れるよってことを言ってます。
So I'm prepared for the up because I'm still in the upside trend. But if it does break to the downside, I understand why it could do that. Right? So I'm totally fine with it breaking to the downside because I would trade it down first to the double bottom, and I'd redo the HSIs to the downside, do all the PSRs and all that. Right now I'm sitting on it, waiting until it proves what it is. Right? That's all I'm doing. Euro pound, did it get to our target? Still hadn't got to our target. Daggone it, we got within a couple of pips of it, still hadn't gotten there. Holding on to this trade. Right? So we're up at least 54 pips right now on that thing. So nice job. Puts up 80. Euro Aussie, okay? Euro Aussie is looking at, it could be trading the box. We'll take it back up to 240, and you can see this big box up there. So there's a big box. In the bigger picture, it is a downtrend. But right now, we're looking at this opportunity right here. So that means that if we get the break out of here, this is why we don't want to be inclusive. I want to see the break to the upside. If I see the break to the upside, I know that's my opportunity. If it continues to respect this trend, then we will have a break to the downside. See? So I'm right here at the point where it's got to talk to me. Right? That's it. It's got to talk.
ユーロ時ですね、240分です。今完全なレンジですね。なので跳ね返りで買っていきたいですし、もし下がってきたらこのチャンネル通り、デイチャートのボトムまで売っていきたいねと。
Talk to me, and when it does, I will either buy it or sell it. It sounds like an ambiguous thing, but until it proves what it is, I don't know what to do with it yet. But I would love to have that buy, by the way. So that would really interest me as the buy after there. Right? So, bought with risk until it's clear. Right. All right, let's see what we get on the Euro CAD here. Oh, baby. What's going on? That's the Euro Aussie. No, Euro CAD. Yeah, there we go. Wow, that took a while. All right, same kind of situation we have here. The Euro CAD, it's doing that same run along the bottom. We're at the bottom of this trend. I don't like this trend at all. So, I just don't like this thing at all, period. I don't like this thing at all. So I'm not even going to bother. I'm just walking away. If we get a bounce, we're looking at a nice opportunity up in here. That means that the day chart trend is really enforced, not this downtrend trend. So, it needs to square up a whole lot of stuff up here. You can see if it does take off and go up there, there's lots and lots of opportunity to the upside. Right? So I would like to see the upside move and take this ugly trend off, which I don't like at all.
ユーロカナダですね、60分見てるんですけど、この青いチャンネルラインはこれ全然今良くないんだよね。ただ引いてるだけなんですけどっていうことを言ってて、もしこのデイチャートのトレンドの中に戻ってきて HSI 通り進んだらすごくいいよねっていうことですね。そしたらこの青い線も青いデイチャート、青いチャンネルラインも消せますし、いいよねってことを言ってるんですけどね。
And see if I can't find a way to get to the top. Right now I don't have that. Stick it on the shelf until we learn what it is. Right? Alright, CAD yen. Nice big channel here that's worked all the way up to the top. It's up to the 240, and we can see that we're looking at this opportunity to the downside. Right here. We're in a downtrend. We had a nice channel to the top, and we have broken out of that channel right there. So we take this bottom out right in here. There's the opportunity. Trade 1, and here's trade 2. Nice big snowman. Love snowman. There's an opportunity, trade 1 and trade 2 here for us to press our winners. It's a good opportunity.
カナダ円ですね。240分なんですけど、このチャンネル今ブレイクしてきているので、売っていきたいよねっていうことで、このサポートを抜けたら売っていきたい。1つ目、2つ目っていうふうに言っていきたいよねってことを言ってます。
Opportunity if we get this out. Market says we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave. In order to be a 5 wave, we've got to put a low lower than this. So we're looking at this target right down here. It's going to come down to 92.38, which adds an extra trade on here in the bottom.
で、1、2、3、4、5ですよね。で、3番目より下に安値をつけるっていうのが定石なので、ここを見てますよねっていうことですね。
So I like that that CAD yen a lot. If we get a sell, I don't want to miss that trade. All right. Thank you, Dan. I've got a note here. I will do that for you, Dan. That'll be the first thing I do after after we close this down. I'll do that before I even do the session recaps and all that. Yeah, exactly right, Barbara. And so, and that's the reason that they're having trouble this morning moving. Right? They're having trouble because they know they can go either way, and nobody's made the decision to make that. So we'll see what happens. I sure would like to see this bounce, but who knows if it's gonna. You can see there's a huge opportunity up there. That is one heck of a wide open space. Right? So I really like that.
9円ですね。9円はすごく大きな、ワイドオープンスペースあります。で、トレンドラインブレイクしてきて、ピンクのデイチャートのトレンドで跳ね返ってますから、ここの間ですよね。R の1、2、3、4から5の間、この間っていうのはすごく取りやすいと思いますっていうことを言っていますね。
Break out of here. We've got out of the wedge. We had a break, a hook, and a go. And so this looks like it's going to make the trade to the upside. But once again, this could be a bear flag for a movement to the downside. Everybody see that? So until it proves what it is,
これも、ベアフラッグの可能性もあるので、一回落ちてきてベアフラッグの下落っていう可能性もあるので、ちゃんと見極めていきたいですよね。上抜けてきたら買えばいいですし、下抜けてきたら売ればいいですよねっていうことを言っています。9円ですね。
I'll take the sell because it'll come out of the day chart and I'll have that opportunity. If it breaks this top, I will trade that one right there. Right? Either one of those is good. Right? So we'll see what happens. Right? Pound New Zealand. Pound New Zealand continues. This thing is just driving me nuts. Right? And we're in a downtrend on the pound New Zealand. We've made really good tips on this so far. Okay, we got a channel inside the day chart trend. We got a bear flag here. We got a head and shoulders here, right? And we got a wide open space to the downside. So I'm all about the downside trade. The problem is.
ポンドキウイですね。今ダウントレンドの中のベアフラッグってなっているので、売っていきたいですよね。ヘッド&ショルダーも見えているので、この売りで見ていきたいですと。
The thing isn't going anywhere. All right. Now, when that happens and they hang out up here at the top of the trend, many times this ends up being a bull flag for the big break. Everybody see that? That ends up being a bull flag for the move to the.
一つだけプログラムがあって問題点があって、こうやってずっとトレンドラインの上とかで止まっている時ですよね。これっていうのは上がってきてのブルフラッグになっての、上昇っていう可能性も出てきているっていうことですね。今一応ダウントレンドっていう風になってはいるんですけど、上昇も見ていかなくちゃいけないよねと。
Upside. So the longer this takes to get going, the more apt the buy is. Right? So just make sure it proves itself. It's got to prove that it's going to the downside. So how do we do that? We pop a line across these bottoms here and say, if you break that line, I'm in. Right? Which means that immediately I find out that I'm inside a wedge.Which means I know I can't do anything anyway. So that's an opportunity, and that's an opportunity.
で、上に行くにしても、下に行くにしても、その確証を得てからエントリーしましょうねっていうことを言ってて、じゃあどうやってやるのか、まずトレンドライン引きますよねと。で、これ割ってきたらエントリーすればいいよと。でも今見えてきたのがウェッジですよね。ウェッジになってきたので、ちゃんとこれも抜けるまではできないよねっていうことですね。
Really nice trade right there. Right? If they bounce it out of here, we've got, I don't like it up there because that's still a day chart trend, but it's got 120 pips to there. So that's the problem right there. I like to trade above here and whether we do it all. So let's hope we get the sell. We're ready to do that sell. All right. Really, really easy to do that sell. But until it proves what it is, I got to sit on my hands. I want that trade to the downside though. I got to tell you. So.Silver, for those of you who can, you got two dojis now. It doesn't even know what to do either. It's just sitting there going, I don't know what to do. I don't know. Do you know what to do? I don't know what to do. You know what to do? Let's go ask Andrew. Maybe he knows what to do. No, he says, let's go ask Matt. Matt says, I don't know. Let's ask Barbara. What do we do? Nobody knows what to do with this thing. There are dojis. Two dojis. Can't walk away.
銀ですね、XAG。同時キャンドルが2本出てるので、もうこれはどっち行くかわからないですよねと。なので、ウォークアウェイ。やらない方がいいですと。
はい。Pound Chief. Pound Chief is showing a big move to the upside. We've already seen that. We missed that opportunity. That was basically on the announcement. Let me take this down. That's the daily. Let's get that on 240. But while we're here in the daily, you can see how easy it is to see the structure of this one. So, can anybody see that's what we're looking for? That's what we're looking for, is that opportunity.
で、ポンドフランなんですけど、1、2、3、4、5っていうところを今取っていきたいわけですね。
Right? So, that's a peak, Herman. That's all we did was we peeked at it. We didn't look at it, we just peeked at it. Now we got on to 240. That was for Herman. So, alright. Down here in the 240, we can see that's an unsustainable trend. Okay? Unsustainable trend. We need to pull this down. This trend is too shallow. We need to get down here. Alright, so here, how do we do this? We now have printed candles. So now we put a set of fibs on from the swing low to the swing high to the printed, and we go, where is the most opportune place for the bounce? Okay? The 382 certainly gives it a nice opportunity to bounce here, but that may not be deep enough. The bottom of that is at the 50, so it's either going to be at the 382 or the 50 for the bounce. Either one of those I'm going to be interested in. So I'm going to look.
ポンドフラは今、もう行き過ぎてますよね、トレンドが240分に落としてみてるんですけど、ここのトレンドが特に行き過ぎているので、一回下がらなくちゃおかしいですと。じゃあどこまで下がるのかっていうと、フィブをスイングロー、スイングハイで引いて、382がここにあって、レジスタンスになっていること、サポートになるかもしれないこと。で、その下っていうのは 50% のフィブと、サポートがあること。なので、このどちらかで跳ね返るのを見て買っていきたいよねっていうことを言ってますね。ポンドフランですね。
Look at the 382 if it doesn't happen. Now, a lot of you will take the trade at the 382. As long as you stopped it below the 618, you can live through this, and if you liked it at the 382, you're going to love it at the 50 if it comes down this far, and take the bounce off of that. All right? If it does that. All right? So we'll see what happens here. All right. So we pull this back down. I don't know which one. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't know which one of these it's going to do. So we're going to start with the 382 for the bounce. But yeah, we're anticipating the right. See, here's the deal, Matt. We have a swing high in place. That's printed. We have a swing low. That's printed. Okay. This is right now an ABC, as you can see. All right. So we're looking for the place right here. This is too shallow a trend. We know that's an unsustainable trend, so they've got to pull it back down. So if they pull it back down, I'm interested in the buy because I'm out of the downtrend. I'm interested in the buy, so I'm just looking for where that might happen. There or here. I don't know which one. So when they come back down, which they have to come back down because they need to square this up, number one, and number two, they don't have a trend in place because they only have two spots and they're too shallow. All right. Once we get it down here, and that's why they may take it down to 50 because that would give it a better trend line, right, than the 382. 382 will still be too steep, see? But the 50 would give it a nice opportunity for a trend like that. So we'll see what happens, all right? Pound Aussie. All right. And we'll go up here to the 240 on the pound Aussie. And we're attempting a breakout here in this pound Aussie. All right? And remember, we're leery of that pound. That's why I took it off with a loss, because I'm leery that they're showing me too many signs that they're trying to break up to the upside. So we can see, if we get the break to the upside right here, we have an opportunity right there. 60, 70 pips right there. So, am I interested in that? I'm interested in that.
ポンド時ですね。もしこのデイチャートのトレンドラインをブレイクしてきたらですよね、ここ60ピップぐらい取っていきたいねということを言ってます。
But it may respect this. This is a 1, 2, 3. That's nasty right there. Let's go back further. Hold on. Let's see. 1, 2. Wow. The structure says it should be a 3 to the downside. But when I look at the Three Musketeers, what do the Three Musketeers say? Three Musketeers say you better be prepared for this breakout. Can everybody see that? We're going up. We're going up. We're going up. We're going up. We're going up.
で今1、2、3波目で下のはずなんですけど、なんかおかしいよねと。じゃあこの1000チャートとか平均足見てみようっていうと、全部上げていきたがってますよねっていうことで、これブレイクする可能性が高いですよねっていうことを言っています。
So it's telling you, be prepared for that move. That's what the chart says. Be prepared for that move. So I'm prepared for the move. I'll break out of here at 60.34. I'm going up to 70.16, about 80 pips. I like the trade. All right. So I'll be interested in that breakout. I'm not interested in changing the line so that I can include them. I'm interested in finding out where that's going to happen so that I know exactly when I can trade it and when I can't. Alright, so I like that buy up to 70.16. Alright, I like to sell also down to the day chart bottom, which is at 66.83. Alright, so we'll see what happens. You're in New Zealand? Oh, we didn't do the chart here. Let me close this down and then I'll do this chart here. And then, so it won't be on the session recap. It's already 27 minutes for this recap, so stop that.
はい、というわけで今日のセッションリキャップここまでですね。明日木曜日は、政策金利がイギリスとユーロでありますので、気をつけて。で、金曜日また雇用統計ありますから、それに向けて、じわじわ動いてくるかなと思います。それでは今日もありがとうございました。また明日ですね。それでは失礼します。